With this episode, I felt like it was saying just because somebody survived cancer doesn't mean you always gotta feel sorry for them.
You did hair better when you had cancer.
If it wasn't for Tony, oh.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning back in. I'm back with another video, and this is gonna be about a show I feel like it's so underrated. Nobody really talked about it. You know, some people hyped it up before it came out, but when it came out, it made no noise. Commentary channels made no noise about it. But I feel like I gotta be one of the first. And I'm talking about the series Young Love on HBO Max. And for those of y'all that don't know about the show, the first episode is free on YouTube. I'm gonna leave it up here and in the description box. The first episode is free on YouTube, and it's basically a show about a black millennial family and all they have to go through, right? But the main gist of the storyline is from Angela's point of view, the mother, who's in post-recovery from cancer.
I know a thing or two about wigs, and you do not need one.
And you get to see in the first episode, which I'm discussing now, how people treat her differently than they did before. You know, she doesn't have cancer. She beat it, right? But people still treat her as a victim.
Keep you alive! Stand clear!
And for more context, this show, Young Love, was a spinoff of the Oscar-winning animated short, Hair Love, which is also here on YouTube for free to watch. I really recommend it. And in that short, which won an Oscar, it was basically about representation for young black kids, young black girls specifically, because, you know, black people out here grows like this. Sometimes it can be hard to maintain, hard to take care of, hard to style. And you know, they talk about 4C. Sometimes I feel like I got 4D here. Like, even my hair like this low, it's a lot to maintain. So imagine a young girl, you know, you get older, you want to have different hairstyles. With that short, the thing is, she couldn't get the hairstyle she wanted because her mother would usually do it. But what happened? Her mother was sick with cancer in the hospital, so she had to get her father to help her. And the father at first was really reluctant. He really gave up. He was just like, he was over it. But they used a tutorial that the mother did to get the hairstyle she wanted.
Are you ready to do this? All right, here we go. Yay, you did it!
Then the whole gist, the most emotional moment of that short was that the little girl wanted to get her hair done because it was the day they were going to pick the mother up from the hospital because she beat cancer. Like I said, I'm gonna leave the link for that short up here and in the description box. I really recommend y'all watch that if y'all haven't already. And from that, we get the spin-off Young Love, the 12 episode series on HBO Max. Which I said, I feel like it really went under the radar. Nobody really talked about it. And I feel like if it was on Netflix, maybe it would have got a bigger response. But anyway, let's get into this episode. This is after they picked her up from the hospital. You can see her hair starting growing back. And she's in post-recovery. But it's been a few months and she's getting back into the gist of things. She's getting back into the groove of things. She wants to go back to work. She wants to help her daughter with the hairstyle.
And you are ready for that red carpet, girl.
But you get to see how things are not like they used to be. She's not as talented like she used to be with the hairstyles. And she settles for a basic childish look that the little girl doesn't really like. You get to see how her friends and family treat her like she's still a cancer patient. They don't want to hurt her feelings because they still feel sorry for her. Starting with her daughter, who doesn't like the hairstyle she does because she thinks it's too childish. But she says she likes it anyway, with persuasion from the father.
I love it.
I'm so glad.
After Angela, the mother, leaves, The daughter is like, oh, I can't take this. Please take it out. The father takes it out. And it's a callback to the hair love short where he does the hairstyle that she likes.
This dude ain't doing it for me. I mean, I didn't want to hurt her feelings. Of course you can borrow him.
Shortly after this, another encounter that Angela has that brings on this discussion of people treating you like you still have it, people still treating you like a victim, is with her own mother. Angela's mother still treats her like she's on her deathbed.
Get you some sick rest. You looking kind of pale.
Mom, I need to get some air anyway.
Which is why I bought you this portable oxygen tank.
It's one of those situations where it was such a traumatic experience for her mother that she never got out of that mental state of her daughter almost dying. And even as Angela is showing herself to be healthy and capable of taking care of herself, the mother still has that, are you okay?
I don't need help.
Angela is just trying so hard to convince them that she's fine. But like I said, everyone around her is still like coddling her. Now we have Angela back at work with her co-workers in the salon she worked at, right? And even they are treating her in a delicate and fragile way. They act like she's about to collapse at any second, and they take every little joke she says seriously.
Been dying to get back in on some of this.
And then to mirror the sentiments with her daughter from earlier in the episode, her co-workers even lie to her about the great job she's doing with one of the clients. The client lies to her as well. You can obviously see that the braids she did are frizzy and they're not neat, right? But they're like, oh, you're doing great, you're doing great.
Angela, that looks so good, girl.
Client is like, I like it, I like it. When you can really tell she doesn't.
Really love this. Girl, you did that.
Down like that, okay?
This is exactly what I wanted. You're doing great, Ange.
It's obvious that there's this aura of wanting to protect her feelings because she just got over cancer. She just came back. Okay, we don't want to hurt her. They still have this mindset of her as a cancer patient, of her as a victim, even though she survived it. But that's still heavy on their mind, like, okay, she's back at work. I don't want to upset her. I don't want to make her mad. I like it. You're doing great. Even though they know her skills got rusty because it's been a while. Honestly, with that kind of mindset and with that kind of behavior towards a person that has experienced that, right? That's more damaging than it is good because it's like, now you're lying to them. You're not being truthful with them. You're not being real with them. Now here's where things take a turn. Some could say for the worse, but in Angela's case, for the better. She gets an older lady client, Miss Mabel. You can tell she's no nonsense. She's bold. She cuts right to the chase. She doesn't sugarcoat anything.
What we doing today?
I need something sexy. I got a date tonight.
And Angela had the nerve to give her some type of like bird's nest hairstyle.
What do you think?
I think you wasted my entire afternoon in this shop.
Oh my God.
This is the most unsexy, unnatural looking natural hairstyle.
And like I told y'all, Miss Mabel is not the type of lady. She's not the type of person to just sugarcoat it and say, oh, I like this, when it looked terrible. It looked terrible. That bird's nest braid is not what she asked for. And she set her straight.
You did hair better when you had cancer.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Everyone is so shocked and how could she say that? How could she say that? And realistically, was that the nicest thing to say? Was that, the most effective way of saying it? No. But for Angela, it was a breakthrough.
I don't know what's more impressive. You surviving cancer or me surviving this hairdo.
Could somebody please make it make sense?
Everyone has been treating me like I'm dying.
She needed to hear that. She needed somebody to be real with her. She needed somebody to treat her like they did before.
It's like they're afraid I'll break or something.
Because everybody was coddling her. Everybody was treating her like a fine china in a cabinet. Like she was going to break at any moment. She was a survivor. They were still treating her like a cancer patient. Watching this, you can even assume that Angela purposely did her hair like that because she knew she was going to set her straight. She knew she was going to be real with her. And she was.
Well, I'ma break you if you don't fix this head of mine.
What is your take on this when it comes to people dealing with traumatic experiences? I know everybody reacts to different things differently. Everybody treats people differently when they have to deal with those situations, whether it's somebody in your family, one of your friends. But what is your reaction to that? What are your thoughts on that? You know, say somebody survives cancer. How would you treat them? How do you think you would treat them? What is the best way of treating them? Should you like just go back to things like it's normal, talk to them, act like it's normal? It really is, right? Or do you be more careful with how you talk to them, be more careful with how you treat them? But because of the traumatic experience of going through cancer, getting your head shaved, and all of the emotional trauma that comes with that, not only for the person going through it, but the friends and family that has to watch it too, sometimes you watch the person you love deteriorate. Even when they survive it, even when they beat it, right? You still have that mindset of, I gotta protect her, I gotta be careful with her. Like Angela's mother, like her friends, like her clients, like her daughter.
I mean, I didn't want to hurt her feelings.
Because here's my thing, in reality, of course, anybody would be devastated to know that somebody they associate with, somebody they love, has cancer, has to go through all that, has to get their head shaved, the chemotherapy, and you know, there's so many different forms of it, so many different types of cancer. That's just so outrageous. Sometimes it's so random. Anybody would be devastated. But I feel like, in a sense, you should show them the utmost love and support and treat them as a survivor, not a victim. Don't treat them as a poster child for it. Don't take pity on them. Show them real love and support. I know this is a tricky subject because people really won't know how to feel or react until it happens to them. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully it never will. But this episode hit on that very well, and I liked how this episode handled that. I just really want to know, what do you think when it comes to a traumatic situation like that? What is your take on that? Have you ever experienced that? Have you ever had to witness that? Or, you know, somebody in your family, somebody you know? Did you get to see how people treated them before, during, and after the diagnosis or the treatments? What do you think about that mindset of people being overly nice and overly protective and overly emotional to somebody that beat cancer?
See? I'm gonna be just fine.
It's almost like ableism, but they're able. They don't have the cancer anymore. But to some people, that's all they see them as, a cancer survivor. They don't see them as the regular person that they were before. They just see, okay, they survived the cancer, but you still see them as having 72 hours to live. Oh, and also one thing I forgot to mention with this show is how the animation is amazing. The animation is beautiful. I love this animation. And I really am shocked. I'm sad that this didn't really get a lot of hype. This is a great show, but it did not get enough hype for some reason. I don't know what it is. Hopefully they get a season 2. And I really hope that Young Love gets more love, because I felt like it just went too under the radar, and it's like nobody talked about it when it came out. And because of that, that's how great shows like this get canceled, because there's no hype around it. And I really hope that changes. So with that, guys, let me know what you think about the show. If you watched it, let me know what you think about the short that won an Oscar, if you watched that. And like I said, if you haven't, they're both on YouTube for free. Let me know what y'all think down below. I can't wait to get this discussion started with y'all. Please don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Thank you for watching and listening. I'll see y'all in the next video.
I don't know what's more impressive, you surviving cancer or me surviving this hairdo.